In my previous video, I have shared with you what I ate in the first 30 days of me shifting into this diet, where I got in about 80% of the health benefits that I have got, losing some weight and feeling excellent. That is what has spirited me into the subsequent 3 years that I have been following this food now. If you have not seen that video earlier and if you are interested, I will provide the links here and in the description. You can follow that as a predecessor part 1 to what I am going to share now. In this video, I want to share with you what I have followed in the past roughly 3 years. This is something I would look at it as a more matured model. This is something that is more sustainable, gives me healthy and keeps me excited on my food. Really speaking, the difference between the first 2.5 years that I followed, where it was significantly raw as I would call it, and what I follow now is not very much different. It's just the timing which has altered between during this period. Many of you might have a question, and some people did ask me, what is my typical schedule? Do I have some milk or not? What would I have for my cereal, for a breakfast? To be honest, I do not have any schedule. My schedule is no schedule. Each day varies significantly from one to another. But in an ideal day, I would wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and finish my chores by about 6 o'clock. I would have a glass of water from a clay pot with a clay glass as well, supposed to be healthy. I follow it up with meditation for 49 minutes, a particular meditation that I do. We will not go into those details now. And I take my dog for a walk. I come back from the walk, switch on the TV for news, and I would have a cold brew coffee. Now cold brew coffee, even though it is cold and brewed that way, is not fully raw. I am aware of it. Coffee is roasted, but then I am not using boiling water at the time. I use an AeroPress at home or a Hario filter, and then make this cold brew coffee. That's the first drink in the morning, which I would have with a nut milk, mostly almond milk, but not necessarily always almond milk, made at home. And about 7:30, I start having this eating spree. I would start with maybe a 3-4 bananas, depending on the size and the hunger at the moment, and keep eating all the time until it is early evening. At about 9 o'clock, I would say, if I am I would make a smoothie, a green smoothie, or I might have a juice, or I might have more of fruits. Around 11-ish, if I am making a raw food recipe, that's the period I get into making a raw food recipe. For those of you who are wondering, what is this guy doing at home at 11 o'clock, I am retired now, so I have a flexibility. Earlier it used to be evenings, now I have shifted it to 11 o'clock in the morning, roughly, where I would make raw food recipes, which could be, sweet items, snacks, ice creams, some kind of salads, cookies, whatnot. And then at about noon, by which time I would have finished making the raw food recipe, I would have a handful of dry fruits. Not necessarily the raw food recipe that I made will be eaten right away. Several times it goes into the storage. At about 1 o'clock, if I had any stock recipes, sweets, savories, etc., I would have those. Sometimes it could be overnight oats. Instead of taking the overnight oats as a breakfast, I might have it at 1 o'clock. And if I didn't have anything else, I would have more of fruits. At about 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30, I could have a vegetable salad, which could be made up of, for example, carrots, coconuts, whatever vegetables I can get hold of. Or during the season, we have a mango tree at our home, so I pluck a raw mango and cut it into small pieces and make some chaat out of it, using some salt and, curry powders and few spices. And if I didn't have anything of that nature, then I would have more of fruits, or I could have more of nuts. Anything between 4:30 to 6:30, I would have coffee again. It's a cold brew coffee mostly, but then sometimes it is hot coffee made by my wife. So that I would have that as my evening drink. At about 6 o'clock, if I did have any ice cream, hey, if I am lucky enough to have had the ice cream at that time, an ice cream made of fruits. And if I didn't have an ice cream, which is how it is for the most part, I could have some more light fruits, some cashews or any kind of a thing that that is available at the time. It doesn't happen quite often, but then if my wife has made a healthy version of a cooked soup, it's typically she makes vegetables such as carrots or spinach boiled together for until they become a smooth thick liquid with some spices added. She would share it with me and I would have that, but this is like more like on an average once in a month or so. It doesn't happen quite often, and I don't do any kind of binge eating after that period. By evening around 5:30, 6:30, my hunger would have subsided. I would be consuming quite frequently until then. I didn't mention for snacking I might have more of dry fruits or any of the recipes that I have in stock, like cookies or something. And I would have more of clay pot water hydration throughout the day as needed. I do not believe in those 8 glasses of water per day. I think the hydration is dependent on what you are doing during the day and your body structure, season and several other things, but as needed I would have water. This doesn't happen frequently, very rarely it happens, but if I am not falling asleep at 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock, I have difficulty falling asleep. I have tried, and then if it didn't work, nothing worked out, then I would have some buttermilk, some more bananas, sometimes cashews. Guys, you must be wondering, right? Cashews, nighttime, that too before bed, fatty food you're not supposed to have. Yes, I am aware. But did you know that cashews have some nutrients which will actually help you fall asleep quickly? And interestingly, whenever I have had cashews late in the night, I was able to get to sleep quite easily. So if I am struggling, I would have a handful of cashews and then I will fall asleep in 15 minutes to half an hour. So that's what an ideal day looks like. For the first 2.5 years that I was into this raw food, I was working, and then I would look at my Saturdays and Sundays as weekend days to be celebrated, enjoyed. So I had initially all the 3 meals or 2 meals Saturday and Sunday as cooked food. It wasn't working for me, it was heavy. Quickly I moved up to one breakfast or a lunch, a dinner for Saturday. And then Sunday I would have another meal. It could be a lunch or dinner, basically one meal on Saturday and one meal on Sunday. The Saturday meal will typically consist of tiffins. It could be the South Indian tiffins of idli, dosa, roti, or it could be bread, whatever. And Sundays it would be the typical South Indian full meal of lentils, vegetable curries, chutneys or pickles and curd and rice. Yeah, I have a feastful, enjoyable Sunday lunch. Now what I did was, the Saturday and Sunday back to back was getting heavier on me. I didn't like it to be so heavy on Sunday. So I have just shifted the Saturday part to Wednesday. So my Wednesday breakfast consists of the tiffins I have mentioned, and the Sunday lunch is what I would have as my full meal. So that's how my Wednesdays and Sundays happen now. I would have fruits as needed on these Wednesdays and Sundays, but honestly what is happening is the cooked food takes quite a bit of time to digest. If you have been paying attention, if you take raw food, you will notice that raw food gets digested pretty quickly. So any cooked food, even if it is one meal and I have it heavily, it takes me an entire day for me to feel comfortable to be wanting to eat again. So I wouldn't have many fruits or nuts or anything, but if I did feel like, I would have few fruits. And no more snacking on Wednesdays and Sundays for the most part. Are there any exceptions? Yes, there are exceptions. The exceptions could be festivals, could be functions, could be parties, and it doesn't happen quite often, but if my wife or my mom have made something special, a special snack or something, yeah, I don't mind sharing that. The important thing is, what works for you. This has worked for me. I have noticed that for me, I didn't have to be 100% on raw food. Yes, being 100% raw probably is even better. But I'm getting quite a bit of benefits by following this 75, 80, 85% raw food. A little bit of cooked food, which turns out to, if you consider it as 2 meals a day, then 2 out of 14. If you consider it as 3 meals a day, then it is 2 out of 21. It's not significant really. So I get to enjoy the tasty cooked food on Wednesdays and Sundays. That means I didn't have to wait for long. That's something good, right? So I look forward to Wednesdays and Sundays where I can feel lazy. I don't have to cook and my wife makes for me. I enjoy the food. So I get the best of both worlds. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if it made any sense to you, please click on that like button and put some comments below what you have liked. If there is something that you want to know more, please let me know. There is no commercial motive for me. I just want to share whatever benefits I have received with the rest of the world. If there is something that is bothering you, if you have a question, rather than put it in a Facebook group or a WhatsApp message or that, I would rather expect you to put that question in the YouTube itself, so others also get to see the question that you have and the answer that I have given for the benefit of all. We are just sharing our experience between all of us. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. There will be several future videos talking about why I consider seasonal produce as very good for me, and why I take this raw coffee and several other things. So keep watching. Thank you for watching so far. Have a nice day or evening, whatever is left for you. Bye bye.